A district court judge in Missoula has struck down a 2023 state law that prohibits gender-affirming procedures for transgender youth in Montana. But the decision is already going to be appealed. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian has a closer look at the ruling.
Senate Bill 99 has been on hold since 2023, as groups like the ACLU of Montana sought a ruling that it violated fundamental rights. This week, a district judge in Missoula sided with the plaintiffs.
There's no room for the legislature to try to pass bills based on discriminatory intent because our right to privacy is strong.
District Judge Jason Marks held a hearing last month as both sides sought an immediate judgment in their favor. The state of Montana defended the law as a reasonable way to protect minors from what they said could be the long-term harms of gender transition procedures. But plaintiffs said it violated transgender youth's right to privacy and equal protection. Marks ruled Wednesday that the state hadn't met their burden to show a bona fide health risk from these procedures. Akila Deernose, executive director of the ACLU of Montana, said the decision was a relief for those who challenged the law.
For those years that the law was paused, there was still great uncertainty about what their future would be if we didn't win the case, and for some people, that could look like whether or not they could continue to reside in Montana because the ban on health care at issue in this case was life-saving care.
But this ruling is not going to be the end of the case. A spokesperson for Attorney General Austin Knudson's office said in a statement, quote, "Yet again, the Montana judiciary ignored the will of Montanans and went out of its way to advance the woke agendas of their political allies before the state could get a fair trial. We plan to appeal this outrageous rejection of common sense that puts the well-being of Montana's most vulnerable children at stake." While SB 99 remained on hold, the legislature passed several other bills this session that address gender transition procedures. One of them, signed into law by Governor Greg Gianforte, would allow people who underwent those procedures as minors to sue for damages. The ACLU is also challenging House Bill 121, which requires people to use the bathroom that aligns with their sex at birth. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Advocates of high school baseball in Great Falls are still hopeful that they can start the season next year. And last night, they met to discuss the status of the project. MTN's Tommy Lynch was there and has an update.
For kids in Great Falls, it's on a little league field like this that their baseball journey begins. Their first hit, fielding that first grounder, to making that first out. But for many kids, the question is, where will that baseball journey end? Tegan Gunter has been playing baseball his whole life. Left foot first.
3 years old was when he first started.
And his dad, Dale, has been along for the ride every step of the way.
He pushes himself, and that makes watching your kid play any sport so much more fun when you see the passion in them and their drive to get better.
Yes, it's about more than their batting average.
When you're involved in team sports, you learn that it's about the team, not just you.
Youth sports is how Tegan met his best friend, Dayton. This is them at just 5 years old.
Some of my closest friends I've met through baseball.
Together, the two want to play baseball for their future high school.
I've always dreamed of that. I'd love to play as long as I can.
Playing for your school and your colors in front of everyone in your city, it's kind of a fun experience and it really motivates you.
Right now, the Great Falls Advocates for High School Baseball have raised nearly $32,000 of the $101,000 they need before August 1st. The group met Tuesday night to talk about next steps.
Billings and Missoula chose to jump in after having 1 year of their money raised. We have chosen not to do that.
This group is hoping Great Falls will become the next major Montana city to officially add the sport.
I just think it would be an awesome opportunity for all of our young athletes in our community.
A potential hit, especially for players like Tegan.
Job, Blake.
A 13-year-old still living that little league dream, a decade after it all began.
They're like my family, basically.
In Great Falls, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.